Hi guys, Chamion here. Today I'm going to do a Chinese style, oven roasted Chinese style chicken. This is my version, by the way. I need to place emphasis on it is my version, right? A lot of times, Chinese style chicken, it's fried, right? It's fried following the steps that I'm going to use here, but like I say, it's my version. What some persons will do is they will flash cook the chicken in oil and then put it down to bake in the oven to finish cooking, right? I will be just roasting mine or baking it. There's one particular place that I knew, they are no longer where they used to be, that sell the roast chicken. It's more healthy, right? You all know, if you know me, or if it's the first time you're coming across my demo, I want to take the time to thank you for watching, right? But if you go through my demo and you just start looking just at a couple of them, you're going to realize something with me. I use only the freshest, best ingredients, and I try to stay on the healthy side as much as possible, right? So I'm not going to fry the chicken, I'm going to roast it, right? Remember, I told you all that there was this one particular place, authentic Chinese place, and they used to roast their chicken. And that was a big thing for them, the fact that they never fry their chicken. Right? I don't even think it happens much in Trinidad anymore where they use the whole chickens at these Chinese restaurants. Few of them does, and you will see it hanging like in the showcase, right? But these are the more like high-end ones now. So having said all of that, you will see my setup. I have on my tasting spoon, it's just a tasting spoon, I have some 5-spice powder, right? You see the color of it? I have a piece of fresh ginger. In my bottle, I have some soy sauce, right? Try looking for the light versions of the soy sauce if you can. So I have some soy sauce, I have some sesame oil, and I have 2 different kind of Chinese seasoning there. This one is a blend with licorice and so forth, right? You need to check out what is licorice, do some research on it. And this one doesn't contain any licorice, so it's more pale looking, right? Having said that, I'm going to start now. I won't be using the soy sauce, right? My chicken is here. It's a good sized chicken. In Trinidad, we get the chicken prepared freshly at a depot, D-E-P-O-T. So we are able to choose which chicken we want and all of that, right? So I had them cut it in half. If you so desire, you can leave it whole. It's just going to take longer to cook, or you can even ask them to cut it in 8 for you, which is my preferred style of doing chicken, right? So I'm just going to get my sesame oil onto my chicken, because you want some more intense Asian Chinese flavors coming through. That's the purpose of me using the sesame oil, and it's going to also help keep the chicken moist, right? Sesame oil is a very overpowering flavor oil, right? But it's brilliant in all things Asian or Chinese cooking. The scent is just amazing. There is no way you can mix up sesame oil with any other oil that there is. It's just lovely scent all the time, right? So you want to make sure you get a good amount on there. I won't be using the 5-spice either, right? But I'm going to use a blend of both seasonings, simply because, like, remember I said that one contains licorice and one doesn't. The darker one contains licorice, right? You can't get this to buy at any supermarket. If you are concerned about the level of sodium they have in these things, I'll tell you, just use some 5-spice powder, some salt and black pepper, and your gingers and so forth, right? Let me just put a bit of this one also. The one with the licorice is a bit more grainy, and of course it's dark, so it's going to have your meat somewhat dark. You're going to monitor your meat in the oven, right? So you make your own by just using 5-spice powder and so forth, right? It's not hard to do. I'm going to put my ginger on before I massage in my seasonings. So I'm just going to use my Mario Batali zester to get my ginger on, right? Ginger is also really good in Asian and Chinese cooking. A fresh piece of ginger. You can use a grater, of course. I'm just using my zester, so that's why it's looking like that, right? I'm going to massage it in all under the wings. Before I started the live stream, I seasoned the bottom side of my chicken, right? I just needed to say that. I just wanted us to go by faster. You don't want to put too much of ginger, but if you can't get the fresh ginger, use powder. I just prefer, if I could get my fresh stuff when I can, to use fresh stuff when I can, right? I just cover that at the start, that I gravitate towards more healthy cooking and so forth. Right? You won't even know that this chicken was not fried, because it's always moist and good, and this is the way I make my Chinese style chicken all the time. So I'm just massaging it in. You want to bake it covered with foil for about the first 30 minutes of baking. When you remove the foil, it's just for it to get color, right? Chinese cooking is very easy cooking. Some of the stuff, right? Their flavors is very simple flavors, and yet it's really robust. They use ginger and garlic and so forth and so forth. I won't put garlic on this because I don't want the garlic to change I'm just trying to stay with the traditional mix. At times I will just use the said thing I spoke about just now, which is 5 spice powder, some salt, and some other stuff. Of course, the ginger and the sesame and things like that. If you are cooking any other Chinese meat and you want intense flavor, do the same thing. Right, but be careful when you're using the store-bought complete Chinese seasoning. They contain a lot of sodium and so forth, and some of them have MSG, so just be very careful. And that's why I did not use the soy sauce, right? If you might be asking, what about oyster sauce? It's not necessary, right? You can use it after for a sauce, not on your chicken, but there's a way to get it, you know, together for your rice or whatever you might be serving your chicken with, right? Those of you that are Trinidadians know that they sell it, they have the oyster sauce prepared. I have a clump of ginger there, right? They have the oyster sauce prepared. I'm just going to put a little bit more, not so much. They have the oyster sauce prepared at the restaurants. If we ask for it, they have it there prepared. You know that, my fellow Trinidadians. Remember, I said be careful with the salt. So you don't want to go berserk, right? And don't ever touch, you don't want to cross-contaminate your stuff. So don't use the hands that you massage your seasonings with ever on any poultry or meat or seafood to touch your stuff. And if you touch it, if you put your fingers in it, you have to discard of it. You realize that I'm just using it from the rimkin directly, and I'm not getting my hands on there. It's for a reason, right? I don't want to contaminate anything. And if you're wondering, I did not get the chicken on this paper that it's on. It's just unbleached parchment paper I'm using for sanitization purposes. I don't, because you see how the chicken is all there. After I'm going to clean up, right? So I'm going to get it onto my my baking sheet that I have lined already with aluminum foil, right? It's quite a solid chicken. It's going to take some time to cook thoroughly, right? So I'm just going to get some of the seasoning onto the neck of the chicken. Not much. And yes, that's how they even cook it in the Chinese restaurants, with the neck. I'm just gonna get a bit more of the darker one. And like, remember what I said about foiling it and leaving it foil for the first couple minutes of baking, right? Which is like half of an hour, right? And keep it at the top rack of your oven. You will know how your oven behaves, so you will have to just monitor it, of course, like I always say, and all of that. But this is more or less how I start with my Chinese chicken. Remember, I covered the way some persons do it and all of that already, right? I covered all of that at the start of the demo. So you just need to go back and watch and hear what I said. So there is nothing much that needs to be done other than aluminum foil cover, top wrap until it's ready. But because it's such a big chicken, it's a good sized chicken, it has to go for some time to cook thoroughly, right? And you don't want the oven too high because you don't want chicken that's burnt on the outside or golden brown and it's raw on the inside. So things like those you want to take into consideration, right? So I'm going to come back and show you guys the final product of this.